How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and I'm going to be telling you guys my little educated guess or my sort of hypothesis for this whole Forbidden One timeline stuff. I want to be going over all the ciphers that we have here because I don't think I talked about them enough, and I'm going to be making my own little timeline basically, and this is kind of my hypothesis. Alright, now time to share my idea. So from the Amazings, this cipher gives us the corruption was before our time, before Rec Room was even a thing, before this merge. It gives us this central idea of the corruption. This could be where the Forbidden One came from or what the Forbidden One is in the merge. Remember the merge for later. In the Defenders, it tells us a couple things too. It says we had an idea to turn one of the many universes in this multiverse into a game. This game being mainly Rec Room, from what I suspect, and one of the many universes in the multiverse also plays a role into all of this. Inside the Masterminds, it talks about some people calling him the Forbidden One, but we call it Patient Zero. This gives us two things, the Forbidden One and Patient Zero. Now, for our loosest piece of evidence, we get Valor. I think Coach is bad or corrupted. I don't really believe in Coach. I mean, he's just a myth. They also give us Happy 1984. Now, to explain 1984, the current present Rec Room takes time in 1987. So this little merge or this little interview thing that they had with all the representatives of each separate team happened 3 years ago. That kind of puts the date in perspective on what we're going on here. So let me get into my timeline. So first, what we have here is the corruption. Corruption was before everyone's time, before Rec Room was even a thing, before the universe was a thing, before all the multiverses even became the multiverse and did multiverse things. The corruption was there. And then bam, you have all these certain universes, all these different universes that have spawned, and this corruption becomes an ongoing threat. Now, the universe that old Rec Room, or Rec Room as we know it, comes from is affected by this corruption, by this thing that is a corruption, and by then the League of Heroes are there to stop it. So their way to get rid of this corruption inside of Rec Room is to merge it into a different universe that turns Rec Room from its original state into a game. So I've been getting a lot of comments about this that also kind of support this little theory about the old coach. Well, the old coach is the he that the Valor represents or talks about in their interview, and the she coach that we have now is our new coach. So I'm going to say this, but when this merge was happening, coach had to do something. Coach had to either stay behind, get corrupted, and yada yada yada. Time goes on. You still with me? Alright, let's keep going. So someone or something that merged into this new universe of Rec Room was corrupted. The old coach that we once knew had gotten corrupted and turned into the Forbidden One, hinting at the Patient Zero. Or it could have been something or some sort of human inside of the new universe which the corruption slipped through and infected them, causing them to be Patient Zero. The most popular theory so far is that this old coach was corrupted and turned into the Forbidden One, also explaining why there is a piece of lore talking about how the Forbidden One and Coach are the same. So let's make this a lot easier and just say that the Forbidden One is old Coach, alright? This piece of Valor evidence kind of throws us off because the person that is part of the League of Heroes, the representative for one of the teams, doesn't believe in Coach. They think he's or the old coach was just a myth. This takes our whole timeline and scrambles it. It's very confusing. So this Valor representative for our little theory here and our little timeline kind of derails the entire thing. Because they say, I don't really believe in Coach. I mean, he's just a myth. I couldn't really think of anything that can combat this other than, Valor may just not have to be inside of our thing. And, this Valor person is just affected by the corruption. I mean, I have no other way to explain Valor's piece of evidence because, it derails the entire thing. The Amazings, the Defenders, the Masterminds all connect together. They're all part of this little puzzle piece lore story thing that we got going on here, and Valor is just there. To continue on with our timeline, basically the League of Heroes' objective is to get rid of the Forbidden One. The Forbidden One is a part of the corruption, and getting rid of him may free the new universe of Rec Room out of the corruption's grips. For now at least, which will take place on the 30th inside the cave, so who knows, we'll have to see, but this is just an early speculation going off of these ciphers. These interviews happened 3 years ago, so this means that this is old news. This is stuff that they knew 3 years ago. This makes it extremely hard to come up with some certain timeline because this is old. This is old, the ciphers. Basically, I'm trying to plot point a timeline with 3 to 4 ciphers that happened 3 years ago into a present timeline. This makes it extremely difficult to try and put it into a literal story and to trying to make it make sense. But anyways, this is pretty much my theory. This is an educated guess, so none of this is canon. This is all just what I think and what I'm predicting. And I may be wrong, I may be right. I mean, who really knows? Anyways, I'll see all you guys later, and bro fist.